We are en route to 4th of July weekend, gentlemen. I'm excited about it because I like to kick back in my American flag t-shirt, get some sweet tea, some sunflower seeds, get out in the canoe, whatever else. I'm sure you guys are the same way. But at the same time, we also got to always talk about football here on the show. So I want to know, number one, if you had to pick a service academy to go play football for, who are you picking? And number two, who is your favorite football player from that service academy that you have watched or are currently watching? Blake, I want to start with you.
Well, I mean, have you not seen Top Gun with Tom Cruise? I'm going with the Navy. So Malcolm Perry is a guy that we played twice at SMU, who was just a incredible player. I mean, we've spent our whole off season scheming to stop Malcolm Perry at quarterback, and we did a good job for the most part, but he still is able to make those critical plays and was able to beat us. I mean, not by himself, but pretty much by himself. I mean, he is an incredible player, great competitor. We played them on senior day, my last year there, and what an incredible place to be at, because those kids get their deployment assignments that week, and it's a real emotional day at the academies when that happens. So it's a great experience. I wish we could have won, but if you're going to lose to the Navy, there's no shame in that, especially considering what all those kids do to represent our country.
If you're going to go to a football game, you want to see a team run the rock. When you pass the ball, 3 things are possible, and then 2 of them are bad. So you got to love Service Academy football. And I'll go with the Army. I think that Jeff Monken has done an unbelievable job leading the Army program. Their flex bone is a little more wing T-ish than Navy's in terms of their run game. But when I look at Army, I love watching them play. I love that style of football. But I am going to go to the defensive side for my favorite player. Andre Carter is a defender that Army probably hasn't seen before. And he's a guy that's going to potentially be graded out as a very high draft pick in the first couple of rounds. I'm going to be very interested to see how that plays out, because typically those guys have to do their 5-year military commitment. I want to know if the Army's going to give him some wiggle room. He's a first-team All-American type of player who potentially could be a first or second round draft pick. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out for him. But I'm sure that a favorable decision will be made for everybody. I love watching Army football.
Great picks by you both. Carl, got to cover Army in person. Myself, an incredible program to cover. Blake, I love Malcolm Perry. I love Keenan Reynolds. Lots of fun memories from the midshipmen at quarterback. But gentlemen, you guys took Army and Navy, and yeah, congratulations on playing your game in Philadelphia, and it gets all the hype in the national television. But how many of you can claim that you played in a converted baseball stadium at 10 in the morning to start the season? I'm rolling with Air Force, okay? I love Air Force. I had a lot of family go there. I had family teach there. And on top of that, it's, of course, the program that's kind of on the outside looking in, but some good football players come through it. One of those is none other than Jordan Jackson. Now, if you don't know who he is, he was picked up in the 6th round a couple of years ago in the NFL draft. He was the first position player taken from the Air Force Falcons since 1998. Okay? I was 2 years old when that happened, for some context. While I may be young, this is a young guy pick. Air Force is trendy. I like the blue uniforms. I like it. Had a lot of teammates play there back when I was in my high school days. So I'm rolling with the Air Force Falcons to close out the show.